What's up, everybody? Mount Vernon Kid here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Kid is back to deliver his comic book review for this week. And I have, once again, as always, usually 13 books to cover. A couple from DC, a couple from Marvel, and one from the independent company, Boom Studios. And, matter of fact, we're going to kick it off with Boom this time around. So, Soldier Zero, number 11. David Abin, Andy Landing, Stan Lee, of course. Captain Stuart Truman, who is Soldier Zero. Yes, the same guy that is in my intro. Is still on the run from the government with his friend Kaylee. But in the meantime, he's come in contact with other alien warriors besides other members of this parasitic clan of soldiers, because in the beginning he fought another one. He's called Soldier Zero, but he fought the villainous Soldier 1 in the beginning. But it's pretty much still Stuart and his friend Kaylee staying one step ahead of the government, and still him taking on evil aliens that descend upon Earth. But it's still good, nonetheless, still good. I still urge people to pick up Soldier Zero or many of the other books that come out of Boom. But if not, just pick them up and trade. A lot of the trades are out. You'll like them. All right, move on to DC. And a couple of books I have are pretty much all the books I have are the end of these books till quote-unquote the relaunch. So we're going to start off with old Batsy. Batman number 713, excuse me. Final story before the relaunch. This was good because it was really just a retelling of the origin of Batman and where he's been, where he came from, and the legacy that he leaves behind. However, it's being told by none other than, believe it or not, none other than Damian Wayne himself. So it gives you a lesson of where Bruce, Martha and Thomas Wayne dying, how he became Batman, where he got Dick, Jason dying, everything, Tim, all the things that happened to Batman being told by his son to a couple of kids from the Wayne Foundation. But it was still good. It was really good storytelling. I really enjoyed it. Nonetheless, the funniest thing to me that happened that I really enjoyed was when at the end, and I'm gonna spoil the ending for you guys. I'm sorry, but Dick and Damian are getting in the limousine where Alfred was, and he says, and Alfred, they're changing in the back of the limo into their costumes. So Damian says, he said, check this out. Damian says, we need a magic pole to slide down where our outfits will come right on us. And you hear Dick say, that's stupid, quote unquote, paying a little bit of homage to the 60s Batman. I thought that was funny. I really thought that was funny. But that's how it ends. It ends pretty heartwarming story. And in this book, if you're not a big fan of Damian, you pretty much gained more respect for him in this book, because there are things he says in this book that he won't say to certain characters' faces. But it was good, nonetheless. Alright. Another Flashpoint tie-in that I've been reading. Abin Green Lantern number 3. Oh my boy. Oh my god. This was good. Yes, this was absolutely fantastic in my book. Uh, the cliffhanger at the end of issue 2 was Sinestro cuts off Abin Sura's ring hand, the his right hand, literally lops it off. And pretty much in this one, Sinestro does the one thing villains do most in comic books or just period that they shouldn't do. And what's that, people? Monologue. Monologue to the point when they should just take out the hero or not. Sinestro is monologuing that he's gonna find the Flash and make sure that he doesn't change history. So while monologuing, here is Sinestro saying, uh, Abin, I'm gonna kill you, blah blah blah, all this nonsense. You don't have the willpower. So what is Abin doing? He takes his dead hand that been lobbed off and magically and willingly gets the ring off his hand with his will and magically puts it on. His ring artificially makes a hand for him and knocks the crap out of Sinestro and goes, and then pretty much that's it. End of Sinestro. Doesn't kill him, but he tells him that I'm going to stop this. I'm going to travel to Earth. I'm going to put an end to this everything. Save the world. We find out also that Abin Sura's sister, who plays a big part in this story arc, was married to Sinestro. Yes, so Sinestro and Abin Sura in this were brother-in-laws. And he even says that, you were not good enough for my sister. Flies off to Earth, and lo and behold, what do we get? A moment from the dickheads. The Guardians, yes. Asking him, did you retrieve the white entity yet? So Abin goes on to say, Guardians, Sinestro, one of the greatest Green Lanterns ever, is a traitor. He's gone rogue. So what do these dickheads say? You failed us, Abin. You were supposed to retrieve. And so Abin is like, you're not listening to me. Did you hear what I just said? And they don't care. I'm like, even in the Flashpoint universe, these Guardians are dickheads. So lo and behold, they strip Abin of his Green Lantern powers, and pretty much Abin is just running on reserve until they can find a suitable replacement. He travels back to Earth, ends up with Cyborg and the Resistance until his power source is gone. But lo and behold, we find, and I'm not going to spoil that for you, it has something to do with the white entity. That's all I'm going to tell you. And Abin Sura. But this was really good. Very, very, very much appreciated what they did. Spotlighted on Abin Sura. Very good job for Adam Shiklama. Very good. Very good. And I hope I said his last name right. Wonder Woman's and the Female Fury and the Furies, issue 3. David Abin and Andy Landing. To me, guys, first and foremost, this book should have came out along with Aquaman, Emperor Aquaman, because it ties into what happened in Emperor Aquaman. This tells the story of the whole conspiracy between Diana's aunt and Orm, Arthur's brother, and the whole alignment they had going on. That's pretty much all this is. It tells the story of why they joined forces, everything like that. They show what happened with more of Europe, how Europe was sunk, and how only England is submerged above the water. It plays a lot into who's doing. I'm not going to spoil who does that. But pretty much that's all this book was. Just a retelling, a story of how the two traitors of both races joined forces and why they have. But I still think this book should have came out along with Emperor Aquaman for last week. But nonetheless, it was still good. Not bad. I still think Abin Sura Green Lantern was better than that. That's just me. All right, let's kick off another ending book. JLA, Justice League of America, number 60. James Robinson wraps up, excuse me, wraps up his ending run of Justice League. All this book is once again another retelling of the adventures of this Justice League, this Avengers. They're all talking about what's going on and how they felt about certain missions that they went on, and of them telling that they're out. They're leaving the group, you know, to go on. Supergirl's leaving. She's trying to still trying to find herself. Jesse Quick is pregnant. She's pregnant. Uh, uh, Congo Bill is going back to Africa because he's talking about he wants to put Africa on the map. He goes on to say that there are many heroes in Africa. He says, I appreciate that you're spotlighting on Batwing, but there are other heroes in Africa that need to show, and he's just the guy to guide them, pretty much, or gorilla, whatever. Jade is going to help her father rebuild the Emerald City. Donna Troy pretty much wants to kind of not be remembered. I don't know why, because Donna's just badass. Starman's going off to relax and get some, you know, let his arm recuperate. And uh, Dick is going off. He's going off to become Nightwing again, pretty much. And that's pretty much all this book was pretty much all about. But James Robinson's run of Justice League was not that bad. Not that bad at all. All right, let's move on to the last DC book I have, and it's none other than Green Lantern Corps number 63. Goodbye, Green Lantern Corps. Scott Collins writes this book. Very good. This was very excellent. It's broken up into chapters, guys, where we look at one of the Alpha Green Lanterns. I'm forgetting her name. Boo Rika, I think that was her name. And then it goes into Then it goes into a story about Kyle, and he's in the cafeteria, and then some of the alien lanterns come up and piss him off, you know, trying to say, what makes you Earthling Green Lantern so special? He's like, you Earthling Green Lanterns think you're so special, and you know, I'm glad that the Guardians kicked out Jordan out of the group, you know, all that stuff. But it was really good. It was really good. I love the fact that Toma Ray came to Kyle's aid and was like, you know, he's my friend, you know. But a lot of the alien lanterns now are kind of speaking up now and saying, like, we don't like you Earthling Green Lanterns, you know. But like my mentor Blue Goblin said, you know, you can kind of agree with that, because it's always the Earthling Green Lanterns that got the spotlight, and only some of the popular alien Green Lanterns. But Scott Collins does a great job on this book. Very, very impressive, in my opinion. But until the relaunch. So that's all the DC books I have, and we're going to move on to Marvel. But you know what? I'm going to save that for the next part. So I'll be right back.